Verdera Castle stands at the highest point of the Rhodes Massif. Its summit provides an extraordinary panoramic view. This, combined with a difficult access, gave it great strategic and military value in the Middle Ages. A steep path leads up to the castle from the monastery of San Pedro de Rhodes, which we visited last week.
The first structure we come across is a cistern, which is surprisingly constructed outside the castle walls. The northeastern wall is defended by alternating circular and square towers. There was no need to build a wall on the south or west sides. The sheer cliffs were the best form of defense.
The entrance was through a gate tower. Huge arrow slits covered the approach. They are nearly completely covered by rubble, meaning that the ground level used to be much lower.
The history of this fortress is closely linked to the Abbey of San Pedro de Rhodes and the Counts of Empúries. Although Count Gausfred initially donated it to the abbey in 974, it was occupied by his son after his death. When the Pope threatened to excommunicate the new count, he returned it to the abbey. It was the start of disputes that would go on for centuries.
In the 13th century, the then Count of Empúries declared that although the castle was property of the abbey, he could use it in times of war. That is indeed what happened when war broke out between France and Aragon not much later. Seeing the looming threat, he ordered construction of a new castle on top of the hill, which is what we see today. When the abbot complained to the count, they entered an agreement that the castle would be returned to him in 3 years' time.
The agreement between abbot and count was never honored because the French would conquer the castle during the aforementioned war. Though it would be retaken by Aragonese troops, it was never returned to the abbey. Successive counts would retain control of the castle in return of regular payments to the abbey.
At its highest peak, we stumble across the ruins of the San Salvador Church, which stood inside the castle. It dates back to the 11th century when the abbey controlled the castle. The vaulted room was its Galilee, which is the porch at the entrance of a church.
Next to the church stood the castle's keep, though little remains these days. The views from up here are indeed outstanding. The panorama stretches across the Bay of Rosas and is an excellent viewpoint to spot oncoming assailants.
In the 14th century, the castle was held by a vassal of the count. He served as keeper and was responsible for repairs, defense, and also maintaining a prison. From the 15th century onwards, there are no more sources that mention Verdera. This leads people to believe it was no longer in use by then, and, at last, was returned to the abbey.
On the north side of the castle and overlooking the entrance, two towers remain. The slender semicircular tower has a perfect view over who comes and goes. The larger, triangular northern tower still retains its vaulted ceiling. Access to the higher levels was via a retractable ladder.
We retain strong memories of this castle. Not because of the wind, though that was certainly memorable, but because of how much it feels like you're on top of the world. It's an exhilarating feeling that we cherish so much when we visit these lonely eagle nests high on top of the mountains. It's time for the arbitrary subjective castle score in this very, very windy castle of Verdera. I'm gonna say an 8.5. Yeah, too bad, it's so windy. I wanted to take some more shots, but really not gonna risk myself out there. What do you think?
This really is a castle for daredevils, even when it's not windy. I'm going to give it an 8, because mostly of the incredible views you get over here. It's really on top of the world, but it's also quite ruinous. Not that much pretty details.
Yeah. Leave your own score in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.
And like, comment, subscribe and all the good YouTube stuff if you want to see more of these kind of castles.
I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.